Hi, I'm Kristin Duncan. I'm a real estate agent in the greater Orlando, Florida area, and today I want to talk about new construction. Congratulations, you might be beginning your home search, which is really exciting. And new construction can be an excellent option for so many people. I am not here to say that it's a bad idea. I am here to let you know what to do if you're considering it and why you should strongly consider using a real estate agent to represent your interests if you're going the new construction route. Perks of new construction can be numerous. You get to pick your lot, you might get to pick your finishes, maybe get a home warranty, get a lower interest rate. There are lots of reasons to pick new construction, but I want to tell you what to do if you are considering that option. If it's even crossed your mind, let us as your agents know. Something that the builders don't often tell you is that their goal is to not have an agent there with you in many cases. The builder pays us 99.999% of times, in my experience as an agent over the last almost 15 years, the builder pays us. So number one, they don't want us there because they save money. I have not seen any of my buyers be paid back that money if we didn't represent them. So it's not so much a savings to you, the consumer, it's a savings to the builder. The builder reps that work in the office are nice. I'm not saying they're not nice, helpful people, but you have to go in remembering their job is to help the builder. That is their full job, not to help you, to help the builder. So let's talk about why representation by an agent matters with new construction. I'm gonna start off with an example of something that happened to me about 5 or 6 years ago. I had a client building a quite pricey, beautiful new construction home. She arrived at the final walkthrough before I did. She's always early because she's just on it with everything. But she is brilliant. She's someone I respect greatly. However, her specialty is not houses, right? She is in the corporate world. Her specialty is numbers and leading. Her specialty is not homes. I walked in and she said, "Oh my gosh, this house looks great. I'm so happy. Everything's wonderful." And I said, "Let me take a look around. I'm happy you're happy." The ceiling was not right. She was supposed to have knockdown, drywall finish or knockdown texture on her ceiling, and it was splotchy. It was really heavy in some areas, light in others, missing in other areas. And she said, "Oh, no, I think it's fine. I just want to close on time," which I understand. But I'm like, this is not right. If you go to resell this home, this is going to cost you thousands of dollars. So she agreed to let me push for this. I get it, she's busy. She didn't have the time and energy to push for that change. But had she gone to sell that property, she would have had to have the drywall, the texture redone, which is just a mess. So we went to the builder, they didn't want to do anything, and I pushed it up further. We went to corporate with the builder and said, this needs to be fixed. They agreed to get a drywall expert in. The drywall expert said, yeah, this is a mess. This whole house needs to be redone. The texture needs to be redone on the ceiling. So I'm not saying that to brag. I'm letting you know some real world examples that we have had where it can end up costing you thousands in the long run if you don't use an agent. Another example would be items that are included with the house. I have had friends of mine close who didn't, use an agent for representation, and they told me, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that we would have thousands more in costs after this house closed. There was no garage door opener, there was no blinds, there's no refrigerator, the list goes on." And I'm like, well, it was probably in your contract, but the rep isn't going to willingly disclose that to you. It's in the contract. They did it legally, but they're not going to willingly speak to you about those things because it doesn't benefit them, right? They're not doing anything illegal. It's in the contract, but it doesn't benefit them. So those are just a couple examples of things that have cost friends of mine, clients of mine, either cost or would have cost them thousands of dollars had they not used an agent. So let us negotiate for you. Let us fight for you to get a home inspector in there. A lot of times we've heard builders say, yeah, you don't need a home inspector. That's not important. We just had an almost $800,000 new construction property close in Winter Garden with some clear issues. It had passed the permitting process, which is what a lot of people think, okay, it's fine, it passed permitting. But I can tell you that these clients of ours are really happy that we pushed for a home inspector to come in after the builder said, you don't need one, because these issues were resolved ahead of time. And they were things that we couldn't have just visually caught. They were things that a home inspector needed to see. So again, I can give you so many examples over the years where we stepped in to save our clients headache, to save our clients money, and just a better, smoother process in the long run. But if you don't let us know ahead of time, we usually aren't able to help you. The builders will say, you came here without an agent. You called us and told us you didn't have an agent, and now we're not able to help you. So again, I'm not saying that new construction is a bad idea. It can be a good idea, but please use a professional when you're going the new construction route. We are here to help you. It is not an inconvenience. You are not bothering us. We just want to ensure that this process goes as smoothly as possible. So I hope this is helpful. If you have any questions, please let us know. And yeah, just give us a shout if you are considering new construction. Thanks.